Video games have been around for over 50 years, and though we have many classic games with long histories, this episode we focus on a franchise that is relatively young. Pull out your history books as we travel in time through the brief history of Assassin's Creed. Originally conceived as a follow-up to the successful Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, French-Canadian game designer Patrice Désilets had a new vision and direction for his latest game. Bored with the Prince protagonist, Prince of Persia Assassin was to have an AI-controlled prince who needed to be rescued by the player-controlled assassin. Ubisoft, however, saw it differently, and didn't want a Prince of Persia game where the primary role was not the titular prince. So in turn, Désilets branched out, spinning the idea off into its own intellectual property. Assassin's Creed was released in November of 2007 and received generally positive reviews as well as multiple awards from E3. A prequel subtitled Altair's Chronicles was released the following year for the Nintendo DS. With less features than its predecessor, Chronicles gathered some rather mixed reviews, but that didn't stop the still extremely young franchise. 2009 saw the release of not one, but 3 Assassin's Creed games. Bloodlines for the PSP, Assassin's Creed 2 for the PS3 and Xbox 360, as well as Assassin's Creed 2 Discovery for the Nintendo DS. Bloodlines, which took place between Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2, received mixed if not negative reviews, including one from GameZone calling it generic at best. However, Assassin's Creed 2 sold 1.6 million copies worldwide within its first week, and was hailed by many as Game of the Year. Assassin's Creed 2 Discovery also received positive reviews in which critics applauded it for being true to the series. As if playing 3 new titles in the series wasn't enough, hardcore gamers didn't have to wait long for their next fix. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was released on the PS3 and Xbox 360 in November of 2010. Developed primarily by Ubisoft Montreal, Brotherhood sold over 1 million copies in under a week. It came to no one's surprise that a sequel was not too far away. Originally being developed for the Nintendo 3DS, Assassin's Creed Lost Legacy was quietly cancelled not long after a Nintendo press conference at E3 in 2010. The game's primary concept was reworked and would eventually become Assassin's Creed Revelations, which released in 2011 for PS3, Xbox 360, and Windows. The company had struck gold again as Revelations appeared to be the best performing title in the franchise. IGN even critiqued it as being the best of the Assassin's Creed titles. A year later, Assassin's Creed 3 for the PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii U hit the shelves, as did Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation for the PS Vita, though it was later re-released in HD for console gamers. Number 3, which was the 5th major installment in the franchise, had been in development for 2.5 years, but was rewarded for all the hard work as it received multiple awards and nominations, as well as being the 4th best-selling game in North America in 2012. Unfortunately, Liberation carried on the tradition that the majority of handheld games in the series celebrated by receiving mixed reviews. Then came Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag in 2013. Back to its home on the console, it received multiple awards and many positive reviews, and has sold more than 11 million copies to date. As with its previous titles of numerical origin, 1, 2, 3, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag introduced yet another new hero to the franchise, as well as a slightly different time period. Assassin's Creed Pirates was also released the same year, exclusively for tablets and mobile gaming. In 2014, we received Assassin's Creed Rogue, the first of the major installments to not be designed by Ubisoft Montreal. Rogue was intended as the final installment in the North American saga of the series, and assists in filling in the gaps between the 3rd and 4th games. Though it did receive somewhat mixed reviews, the game sold well, and has no doubt been viewed as an interesting installment, seeing as how it is the first in the series in which a player controls a member of the Templar. Introducing a co-op multiplayer to the franchise, 2014's Assassin's Creed Unity was praised for many features, but received mixed reviews thanks to certain bugs upon release, as well as a lack of anything substantially new as far as gameplay was concerned. Then came another unique entry, Assassin's Creed Chronicles. Considered a sub-series, it was more than just a game. It's 3 games to be precise. Developed by Climax Studios and published by Ubisoft, the 3 titles in order of release are China, India, and Russia. Each was located in the titular country and featured different protagonists. Chronicles has since been released in a trilogy pack after the series' 2015-2016 release. 2015 also brought us Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which was set in a Victorian-era London. The game itself was applauded and given good reviews, but despite that, the UK sales were the second worst opening week of the franchise. Initially soft launched in 2014, Assassin's Creed Identity, a mobile game, was released in Australia and New Zealand. However, in 2016, the game was re-released for the iOS and Android systems. Ubisoft Montreal is back on board to publish the next installment, Assassin's Creed Origins. This will be the 10th major installment, as well as a prequel to all the others in the series. It is due for release October of 2017. If you still haven't had quite enough of the franchise, you can find further adventures in the pages of graphic novels and comics. An 8-page graphic novel was released with a limited edition of Assassin's Creed and is a prelude to the game itself. The French graphic novel market actually received a 6-volume series released between 2009 and 2014. A 3-part miniseries of comics was published by Wildstorm in 2010 under the title Assassin's Creed The Fall, which featured Eisner Award-winning comic artists Carl Kerschel and Cameron Stewart. Titan Comics began publishing comics based on the franchise beginning in 2015. To date, they have released 6 different series that have now been collected into graphic novels. A collection of novels from Penguin Group began publication in 2010, and so far have published a total of 8 in the series. Scholastic has also published novels based on the franchise, and most recently, Ubisoft Publishing has released Heresy, a novel by Christie Golden. At least 3 editions of an Assassin's Creed encyclopedia have also been released to coincide with the game's updating information. 3 short films based on Assassin's Creed have been made. The first, Lineage, is a 36-minute prequel to Assassin's Creed 2 and was launched prior to the game's release. Ubi Workshop also created 2 animated shorts, Ascendance and Embers. Both served a similar purpose as Lineage by either helping to bridge gaps or to set you up for the game. Those looking for more films based on the franchise will find no shortage of fan adaptations, including Corridor Digital's Assassin's Creed 3 Rebel Blades and The Devil's Spear. The Machinima released Checkmate, a series of Assassin's Creed parkour films from Devon Supertramp. And for those looking for a humorous take on the franchise, look no further than our own beatdown boogie production, Caveman Assassin's Creed. In 2016, Assassin's Creed, a live-action film starring Michael Fassbender of Prometheus and X-Men First Class fame, would hit the big screen. Despite the announcement of 2 planned sequels, mixed reviews, and a disappointing box office leave the future of the silver screen adaptations in doubt. But have no fear, it is rumored that Netflix has contacted the producer of its Castlevania anime, Adi Shankar, to produce an anime series for its streaming service. Hopefully, Assassin's Creed will see a return, to the small screen at least, very soon. While the Assassin's Creed franchise is relatively young, it has made a huge impact in the gaming industry in a short amount of time. With a continuing comic series, a rumored small screen adaptation, and the upcoming release of Origins, Assassin's Creed will have plenty more opportunities to make gaming history. Like the video? Have suggestions? Comment below and please be sure to subscribe.